Hey everyone, it's Sylveria. So today I'm going to go over some of the finished artwork that I've done since the last time I talked about my art stuff, which not like the last time, but the time before that, like a year or so ago or whatever. Or the last time I did like an art inspiration video. But I remember for a time period I was talking about this Elven, maybe I have shown it, I don't really know. Anyways, I want to talk about it, whatever. So, I did a few projects, so I'll just like start from the beginning. So, I did the Elven House, which was my interpretation of a night elf house. I came up with the concept and made this little diorama, which originally was going to be in Unreal, but then I had been working on it for so long that I decided to scale it down so that I could finish it, and it was definitely a huge accomplishment for me at the time because I had finally finished a project, a 3D project. Like I had before that I had started a lot of projects, personal projects, but never finished it, or I'd get burnt out, or it would take too long, or whatever. This one I just powered through it, and then I also had a mentorship during part of it with Jeff Parrott, which was amazing. If you can ever get a mentorship with a professional artist in the industry, I highly recommend doing it at least once, because I got amazing feedback, like videos, paint overs, just it was amazing. I leveled up so much through that mentorship. It was unreal. But yeah, I'll link his stuff below too if you're curious. Anyways, so which it's interesting because he, at the time in the mentorship, he was at Telltale as an environment artist, and then now he's on the Warcraft team as art manager, so that's really cool. But anyways, that's off topic. So what was that? What did I do next? So I think, so after that project I did another personal project called, it was like my interpretation, it was like a fan art piece, so I did a little spin on it. Black Temple, I used an original concept art from like Burning Crusade for, it wasn't concept art, it was just like an illustration, I think with like Illidan and stuff, whatever. I'll probably also have a link to those. But yeah, so it's not like, it doesn't look like the Black Temple that's actually in WoW right now. It's more closely, it's a little bit closer to whatever the art piece that I'm going to show. But the thing is I changed it a little bit, so the color scheme is different. The color scheme is more inspired by like night elves and demon hunters, and that's just kind of the whole theme there with that piece. And I learned ZBrush in Toboggan, and I love I love sculpting. ZBrush is very difficult to get into, but once you start getting the hang of it, it gets a little bit easier. I'm still learning a lot in ZBrush, but I love sculpting. It is so much fun. Probably one of my favorite parts of my whole process. So yeah, so I did that, and after that I found the Hand Painters Guild, and they do workshops. They don't do them as often now, but at the time they were doing them almost every month. So I kind of took a break from making projects, and I got involved in one of the workshops, which was based on fur. So one of the weeks of the workshop, you found like a screenshot or a concept art piece or whatever, screenshot of an animal with fur, obviously, and then you would do a master study of it. So I ended up going into WoW or logging into WoW and found this goat, and I thought it looked awesome, and I was like, I really like this goat. This goat looks pretty good. So I took a screenshot of it, and then I did a 2D painting of this goat, and it was interesting because I then posted it on Twitter, only to find out that it was Tyson Murphy who worked on that model, which was awesome. And it was interesting because when I posted it, people actually thought it was a 3D model, and I was like, no, it's a 2D painting. And so I made this GIF that kind of shows you the process of how I made it, so I can also show you that. That that was a lot of fun. And then I made so the workshop provided a 3D model, so it was a wolf, and so I just kind of made my own little, like, I don't know, kind of like a snow wolf. Like, he's obviously in like some, you know, colder climate. I don't know, that was a lot of fun. I had fun with that. And then after that, I wanted to work on some props, because at that point I had done a lot of I had done like a couple outdoor scenes, so I wanted to do something different. So I wanted to focus on props, and then I wanted it to be, and I wanted to put my props in something, in a nice little scene. So I decided to create a little indoor scene, which was inspired by Sylvanas, like her character. So that's how I ended up coming up with the original concept, which I did do a block out for this scene, but then I ended up I should have done more details in the beginning, otherwise I think it would have helped that project come along a lot faster. But in the middle of that project, I ended up putting it on wow. In the middle of that project, I ended up stopping for a little bit because ArtStation had a challenge, and it was at the beginning of 2017, so they had an art challenge, and what drew me to the challenge was that they had two phases. The first phase was a purely concept illustration phase, so the next phase was the production phase, so the 3D stuff. And the thing about it was that you could take the person in the phase 2 or the production part of it, could you could, you know, make your own concept, or you could take a concept from phase 1. So I thought, hey, this might be a great idea, because then I could like pick somebody's concept and then be able to quickly work on this thing, which was I think 8 weeks. So and that's what I did. I picked a concept by Lena Dorania. I don't know if I can say her last name, but I'll definitely link her work. So I based my project off of her project. I did change a few things here and there, but I had a lot of fun with this. And for this project, it was purely just, you know, starting from start to finish without necessarily learning new software or learning new workflows. I was just going with the workflow that I had already been doing. So, so I did a block out phase. I had made some low poly models for that block out phase, and then I made the high poly sculpts, and then I did a retopo of the high poly to low poly, and then I did the high poly to low poly bakes in X normal, and then from there I took it into Photoshop and did a grayscale hand painted texture, and then from there added color, and that's pretty much it. And then I rendered it in Marmoset Viewer. So I learned a lot in that project, especially with like just lighting, and how lighting can really just make it or break it. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. And overall, I'm actually really happy with that piece. And I was so happy that I set a goal of, hey, I'm gonna start this and I'm gonna finish it. I wasn't necessarily going to like worry so much about placing or anything in the competition, but I really wanted to have a good portfolio piece that I was proud of, and I accomplished that. So I feel really good about it. And yeah, so once I finished that, I jumped back onto the other project, which was the prop project. I realized that I needed to add some story to it, so I was brainstorming some ideas, and I came up with this like magical mirror, kind of like, you know, seems like a little bit evil mirror, you know, not a friendly place, but I mean, it was inspired by some kind of like magical force or whatever, I don't know. that like maybe Sylvanas might have had, or I don't know, like it just was interesting. But the thing that with that project though is that I wish I had planned it out a lot better in the beginning, because in that way I could just bam bam just be done with it. Because with the Art Station Challenge project, because there's a concept piece and I had something to start from, that that's what helped me be able to like go through it so quickly. So now, so that's what I'm working on now. So now for my next project, I'm working on concepting for it. So, which is really hard actually, because I want to so bad just jump into the 3D stuff and just start modeling and all that stuff. So I'm like really restraining myself to like really plan this out beforehand and then be able to execute it faster. So the concept part of it is going to be for the first flight course that I'm taking at Oatley Academy, which is interesting because that course is really meant for like people who are interested in visual development for animation, not game design. So, but I'm learning a lot from it because I really want to learn how to improve my storytelling skills through my environments, because like these days it's like, I mean, I have the technique down. I still have a lot of improvement to make, but I feel more confident in my technique than I did before. So I really just need to have a better story in my artwork. Anyways, so thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a comment below with, I don't know if you have any suggestions for anything that you want me to talk about in another video. I don't know, more about like my process, or like how to get better, how to improve. I don't know. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys are having a great day. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future videos, and you can follow me on Twitter because I also post work in progress, updates, and finished art projects there. So yeah, anyways, see you later. Bye!